Hey, this is Cam,
And David.
and it's Saturday, September 20th, 2008, and David's gonna help me out with the vlog today, in between eating his what do you
Popsicle.
popsicle. Now I'm having Coke, Coca-Cola, not the bad kind. Even though we had a run-in with some cocaine issues last night,
Good.
that had nothing to do with us because we don't do Coke. I think it's bad for you. What do you think?
I've never done it.
Mm. My first experience was outside a bar called Posh. uh, this homeless guy. Well, I guess he was homeless. He didn't look totally homeless, but he wanted a cigarette. So I gave him a cigarette. I didn't care. I was like, I don't really need to smoke all these anyway. And then he's like, well, come over here, hang out with me, blah, blah, blah. And then the door guy was like, you all need to get out of the way. So I was like, okay, why not? And so the homeless guy starts asking me if I want any blow. I was like, no. He's like, well, do you want to help me get some? I was like, no. Then he was like, would you want to give me some money? I was like, no.
If he's homeless, shouldn't you be doing something else other than trying to get below?
I think you should be doing something else besides trying to get blow too. But and he kept telling me that I looked really nice and everything. And I was like, dude, you're not gonna get anything out of
Was
me.
he gay?
He didn't seem gay. I think he just was trying to get what he could and whatever way he could. And this was after when we were on our way to level 5 to have dinner above the club. It's this really posh place that like Lindsay Lohan hangs out at.
Yeah.
We went there after we had dinner, but on the way to the dinner place, like this other homeless guy was like following us all the way down the street, like desperately begging us for money, which is kind of weird.
And he was honest about it. He's like, I need money to party, I need money to party. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, at least you're being honest about what you need money
yeah,
for.
that's true. But
But, yeah.
we didn't give him any money either. Had a good time at level 5. That was good. And then that's when we went out to Hell's Kitchen, and I don't even know why we ended up in Hell's Kitchen really.
Oh, garage happy.
Well, Barrage, happy hour, great cosmopolitans. They're awesome, so that's why we ended up there. And yeah, and then like a lot of things happened. I ended up at the
Oh, you went to the cock after I left,
with
which is kind of a sex club. But Cam can't talk about this because you're not supposed to talk about sex, but I can. Who'd you go with?
Win, and we randomly ran into Kevin, this old or this guy he doesn't look old, but he's like 40, which is not old, but you know. We went there. They were doing really raunchy things.
Well, they were like, I guess like what Win was getting a hand job from some dude, and Cam interrupted a bunch of people's oral sex activities
Because I need to
because
go
he
to the
had to go to the
bathroom.
bathroom, so he just like went in between people doing stuff.
And
And I don't know what Kevin was doing. He was probably doing something raunchy because he seems like I mean, he thought I was like some hookup of his, even though we never did anything.
okay, and so then like I noticed, and I think this is from Posh. There was broken glass. And I noticed something was in my shoe, and so I reached down, and there was like a piece of glass in my shoe. So I took it out, and then like after a few seconds, I was like, "What, man? My finger hurts. It's like throbbing." And so I got a napkin and covered it, and then because I just thought, oh, I just probably cut myself. And then I noticed the napkin was like full of blood, and so I was like, I mean, you can't really see it, but there's a cut there. And so I started freaking out. I had this really nice white dress shirt on, and there was like blood all over it. I mean, not really all over it, but a little bit. And so I run out. I run out of the
Oh, of the cock.
yeah, because I'm like, this is a sign that I just need to be out of here. I don't care about saying bye to these losers, whatever. And so I run and I call David. I'm like, David, you gotta come down. I cut myself. I saw blood, so it freaked me out. And
This
David
was
was
like
already,
at 3 in the morning
yeah,
or
David had already
later.
gone to sleep. So he comes down, and I'm like lighting up a cigarette in front of our house, and so David's in just shorts and has the door open, and then this dude walks by, and I'm like, "Oh my God, are you famous? You look like someone who's famous." And he's like, "Who do I look like?" I'm like, "You look just like John Norris." And if you all don't know who John Norris is, he's been working for MTV for like 20 years
And I was
probably.
like, are you related to Chuck Norris? Walker, Texas Ranger? He's
And
like, no.
yeah, and just to prove he was who he was, he showed us his MTV News ID, and
Was it really MTV News ID?
mhm,
So he still works for them?
yeah, I guess so. Uh, but then it got stranger and stranger and stranger. For one, he was
Wait.
acting.
Oh, no, go ahead. You
Oh,
just can't talk about the sex part.
okay, well he seemed like really out of it, and like he asked us if we wanted to go do coke at his apartment, which apparently is just right down the street. We live
He
at
lives like half a block from us,
yeah,
on our block.
yeah. And David, you got to tell the rest.
Okay, so anyway, like I was like half naked because I was in bed, so I put on athletic shorts and went down to get Cam. And this guy walked by and he started hitting on me. And he was like, John, are you gay? He's like, yeah. He's like, want to come to the cock? And we're both like, no, not particularly. And he's like, then he comes, like, I'm holding the door open to the apartment. I'm in the apartment, but, like, it's opened out on the street. And I guess John Norris is on the street. And comes into our little hallway and, like, feels up my ass and, like, tries to start kissing me. And I'm like, dude, I'm, like, seeing somebody. And he's like, well, something like, I don't care. Or, like, oh, I can be your new boyfriend. And I'm like, I don't think so, dude. I mean, he's cute and everything, but he's kind of sketchy.
And he was like even telling David, he's like, it doesn't matter, you don't have clothes, I'll give you a shirt.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I don't have shoes or shirt. He's like, I'll give you a shirt. Come do blow with me, and then we'll go to the cock. I'm like, that's a tempting offer, but I don't think so.
And we got his phone number, so if he was more famous, we might stalk him, but I mean,
we know where he lives, and we have his phone number, but it's like, he's not even worth stalking, really.
But yeah, if you all don't know who John Norris is, like, do a YouTube search. He's interviewed, like, R.E.M.,
He interviewed
Madonna.
R.E.M. in Austin, Texas for the South by Southwest.
Yeah, he's interviewed, like, really, really famous people. So, I mean, you know, if you grew up on MTV before it became crappy, like, you know who John Norris is.
Oh, I grew up on it. I don't know who John Norris is. I thought he was Chuck Norris.
And some girl walking by thought he was Chuck Norris, too. She's like, isn't that Chuck Norris? And I was like, no, that's John Norris. And John Norris is like, don't shout out my name. It's like, as if people are chasing you down.
We're in New York City. There are real celebrities living here.
Yeah. So that's our John Norris story. That was kind of strange. And that's all I have to say.
Do you think Anthony will know who John Norris is?
I think so. Anthony, let us know if you know who John Norris is, because, yeah, he's not. Oh, and just so you know, the Giltrees, who comment on our blog and stuff, that's Jamitra, otherwise known as Jimmy, who's my friend I've known since 6th grade, and he lives in D.C. now. So that's who the Giltrees are, because you asked that a while back. Okay, I'm done, and I hope you all are having fun in wonderful North Carolina.
I'm done with my popsicle.
Woo! Woo! Yay! Okay, bye guys and girls. Say bye, David.
Bye.